Here.
No, I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Hi YouTube! It is another first episode Vela review and I am super excited about this one. It's a zombie one! And for most people that would not be super exciting, but for me it is. I started writing zombie stories. That's where I got my start. I love a good zombie story and this one definitely was one. So I am so excited to share this with you. I'm going to post this over in my Reanimated Writers fan group. Hi guys, you've been with me forever. So I thought I would share it with them because I know they are going to want to dig in to this one. Like the characters are digging into brains. It's good stuff. All right, so I'm hoping I get more zombie books, but right now this is the first one I've seen. It is Chew by Naomi Alt, and I have to say this has a killer first episode, and I mean that as a pun, and it was that good. So here's my blurb. The wormwood prion infected millions with an irresistible need to chew, demonstrating a distinct preference for human flesh. Allison Rose is lucky. She's one of the fortunate few to wake up in a recovery center, cured, but with a head full of monstrous memories intact. Teaming up with the enigmatic Will Turner, they discover the cure isn't the end of their nightmare. It's just the beginning. Zombies! Okay. So, I love it. I love it. I love that there sounds like there's a pretty big twist in there. It's not your 100% average story, at least not one that I've read recently. So it sounds like people are going to have this horrific turning and then they remember everything that they do and they have to come back into society. And how bad is that? That is like the worst ever. So I have the link to the story in below. For those of you unfamiliar with Vela, you get the first 3 episodes free, so you can try it before you buy it, and then each chapter episode after that you pay tokens for. If you buy more tokens, they're cheaper per token. It's a whole thing. It ends up being, and they're serialized, so it may not be complete. It may be an ongoing story, and let me check real quick before. Normally I do this at the end. This is a complete story, so if you start reading it, you've got it all the way through the end. So I'm excited about that since I'm referring this one out to people who may not be completely familiar with Vela. So, links in the description below. You can jump in. I only read the first episode, so if you want to read the first episode, jump back to my video. We'll do a quick little, well, by we, I mean me. I will talk about what I thought of the first episode, and then I'm sure you're going to love it, and you're going to want to keep reading. So, I'm going to pause in 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to jump down. So, 3, 2, 1, pause. Okay, unpause. You loved it, didn't you? I know my Reanimated Writer fans loved it because it was great. So normally I do like the first line. I don't repeat it because I don't know what Vela's rules are, but like I read the first line and I give a reaction to that because I think that's the first thing that it hits a reader in the face. And I have to say that, this one I think I can get away with because it's 2 words. Remain calm. Like, that's an option in zombie apocalypse. I love that. That's like, don't panic. That's like, sit still. It's just, these are very like, you know what I mean? Okay, so my thoughts. I loved this. The author of this takes you for a freaking ride. The first story that I can remember in a long time where I was the main character. I mean, I know I'm not throughout the entire story. You're obviously just the main character of the first episode to give you an understanding of what all the characters are going to be going through. But holy crap, was that a great way to tell this? Of like, these are the things that you did, and this is how you reacted in the world. And it just makes it so personal. Because I like to talk about how relatable characters are so important, that you need to be able to either know somebody like that or feel that you have some of the same similar qualities. But this is like, damn, it hits you in the face. This is you. And the last time I remember reading a book like that would probably be when I read Choose Your Own Adventure books when I was like a 12-year-old. And I loved those books for that very specific reason, because I was like, this is about me. This is what I'm doing. These are decisions that I'm making. And this first episode being like that, especially in zombie apocalypse, because that's one of the reasons I think a lot of people like zombie apocalypse, is we like to imagine what we do, what how would we survive? How would we get through this kind of thing? And we all have our ideas, and we all have our weapons of choice, and we all have our ideas of who we would want to team up with and what we would take care of, and all of the stuff that, especially when you're in zombie groups, you start talking all through those scenarios. This, it is you, and you are given zero ability to choose anything. Everything is happening and you're stuck in it. And I love that. You are the infected. That's also really important, is that so many times when people write zombie stuff, it's, well, I'm a survivor, and I'm guilty of that. And, until my characters get infected and then drop dead, or don't drop dead, depending on which story you're reading. But this one, you are the infected, and now you get your cure, and you're stuck with what society and the government and all the law, and it's so detailed. This first episode in this short amount of time really just kills you with what goes on as like on the micro level and on the macro level, and I was just so impressed with it. And as a zombie author myself, I absolutely loved it. So high five, author, really loved it. It's a first time author, but the story is complete. And did it hook me? And I have a little note, so I want to read this exactly as I wrote it. Heck yeah, I was pulled in kicking, screaming, and chewing. I loved the entire concept of this story. And I just want to say I squealed when it was a zombie book. I was like, yay, finally a zombie book. So, one sentence by the author of why you should read it. And they gave me, where were you when you turned? And I think that's a fantastic, when you read the first episode, which if you haven't, it's down there. The link is down in the description. You totally should. And that sentence just sums it up nicely. So if you like these Vella reviews or the content that I put on the channel as a whole, subscribe, hit that notification button, do the like. It helps with my algorithm. Throw a comment into what you loved about it. If you're one of my favorite reanimated writer people, if you're from the fan group, throw a comment and give me a wave so that I can know that you're here. I would love to see how many of you come over, and if you started reading this story, did you love it as much as I did? Otherwise, throw a comment in on what hooked you, or what you think would help solve the zombie crisis, or how to get through zombie apocalypse or whatever. I love to have discussions in the comments. I've been moving off of most social media onto YouTube, so if you comment, I very likely am to comment back. So other than that, I just can't wait for another review. Bye, YouTube!
This is the moment for those who